Alright, hello everybody. So I wanted to first address the Battle Pass purchasing method that they've changed recently. So I saw on Reddit there was a lot of discussion about it. And basically, P-Moon actually straight up just added the old way back. 10.99 was literally what the Battle Pass cost beforehand, and so now you get the Battle Pass again, like this paid lunacy 1300, that's the amount you need for the current battle pass, and 10.99 was what you used to pay. So it's just the exact same way to buy the battle pass. So they just added this back. But with the new way of buying the battle pass, this paid lunacy 1300, right, there's actually a few efficient methods that have opened up to allow you to buy a bunch of the season passes for cheap. So essentially, right, what happens here is that someone in the Limbus help Discord called Fen helped to do the math, essentially. So the best way I find to just get every single BP in a year is using your first time purchase bonus on this lunacy crate, and that will let you get enough paid lunacy to buy 3 BPs. And it's basically 27% cheaper compared to just buying the BP every single season. So this is really good if you are already planning to play this game forever. I'm already like a forever player. I'm playing until EOS, end of service. So I don't really mind just popping this every year because I definitely have the income to go and just spend like this. And yeah, the new way, basically, if you don't care about any of this math here, is that it allows for cheaper purchases if you're able to bulk buy. And even bulk buying for these 2 seasons here is still a lot cheaper than buying for every season. And also, you do not need the paid pass for a good time in this game. I've skipped 2 battle passes. Okay, I have not paid for 2 battle passes because I've been saving up for Ryoshu, but I can still obtain every unit and ego in the game. Yeah, so it's just really easy to go and get your units as long as you're willing to grind, as long as you're not so picky or you don't like want every single character in the game. Yeah, it's not that bad. Right. So basically, now in Limbus Company, we basically have this method of buying the battle pass for a maybe someone who just wants to buy it whenever they have the disposable income to just buy it for that one season, or maybe you're not ready to commit super hard into Limbus Company and you may only play for like maybe one season and then you just dip and then come back for the next season or something like that. I know there are a few players like that. Then you can just use the regular option, right? Because you only buy once for that season. But if you're already planning to play for a really long time, for the whole year basically, you can just buy this lunacy crate, wait until the next anniversary, reset the lunacy crate, buy it again, then the whole year you don't have to spend anymore. So yeah, I find that this change is really good for me, and for a lot of other players. Hey, the old way just came back, so there's literally nothing to complain about. P-Moon is always listening, I guess. Yeah, so this is really nice. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about the Season 4 Clear All Cafe. So I'll be mainly addressing this to the newer players because the old farts already know about the how the system usually changes with every season. I'll be mainly addressing people who maybe join in the Ishmael storyline and they are just new, maybe they're just re-rolling and they're trying to figure out what the hell happens during a season change. Alright, this has happened twice already, so we are quite experienced with this. Alright, so starting off, let's talk about the Egoshard carryover. So in Limbus Company, your Egoshards will carry over, but they will get halved. So let's use this image for an example. We have Yi-Sang, we have Faust, Egoshards over here. 5 divided by 2 becomes 2.5, then you round up, becomes 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5, so don't need to round up. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5, then you round up, it becomes 8. And so on and so forth for different numbers here. So all of your egos will be rounded up after dividing by 2. And this will also affect your Egoshard crates. Even though they don't show an image here, your Egoshard crates, your brown ones as well as your yellow ones, both of these crates in your inventory will be halved and then rounded up. Exactly the same as this. Alright? And then lastly, your lost and found, your refraction railway rewards, as well as whatever other currencies that you bought from the shops will also be halved in the next season. Literally everything is getting halved. There's no way to skip this. So pretty much all of your resources will be halved here, only for Egoshards, alright? Your modules, energy, lunacy, all will not be affected by the season change. It's only your shard, so only the spark system is particularly affected. Season 3, getting halved to Season 4 just means that in Season 3, you are encouraged to spend as much of your shards as possible for your favorite characters or for characters that you don't want to have any FOMO for the next season, right? So for example, like now we have a WoW Gregor Eagle. Maybe you want to get that, so you have zero chance of missing out on maybe a future Gregor ID that really wants that, for example. I don't know. But yeah, that's an example and really encourages you to pop all of your shards in Season 3. Alright, moving on. Main story and Battle Pass. So how it works is that with the update, the 28th, it will also release Chapter 6 Part 1. The story is always split into 3 parts, and your Battle Pass rewards is also split into 3 parts. So you can only grind up to level 20, but whatever overgrind that you've done will be saved for the next one. So let's say you grinded until level 30, then when the next part of the story unlocks on 4.4, then you'll be level 30 here. And then if you overgrind to like 60, then you'll be at 40 immediately when this unlocks, for example. So all of your progress is safe, so don't worry about overgrinding or anything like that. You can do whatever you want in this stage here, nothing will be lost. Alright, then it will be fully unlocked here. Maybe you overgrind, you are 120 already, so here 40, then unlock here 120. And then if you grinded even more than that, 160, then you come here, you hit 160, and then you get your max pass level plus rewards, which are basically nominable shards, basically your yellow crates. Yep. And of course, your first time clear rewards for clearing a chapter and clearing it within 10 turns, for example, that will only be claimable on the part 3. It will only be claimable on part 3, same as your max pass level rewards. Yeah. So have to wait until 11th of what month is that? 11th of April. 11th of April. Yep. Okay. So Battle Pass changes, I talked about it. Basically, you can just buy the old way if you want, and the new way is actually a lot cheaper if you're going to buy for the whole year. Announcers, Yuri announcer will be added into your standard fare. I don't care, I use Malkurth, Angela, or Charon right now. Next one, identity level cap increase. If you have cleared the main story chapter 5, the max level of your IDs will be increased from 40 to 45, only when the update comes, so you cannot do it right now. You have to wait until 28th, then you can go and do the level up. Yep. And please note that the ID levels for managers who have not cleared Chapter 5 will still be capped. So you must clear Chapter 5 before you can level up, because the Sinners got stronger only after clearing the Ishmael storyline. Alright, next one, EXP Excavation 6 is also added, but only at the Chapter 6 Part 3. So you have to wait until 11.4 in order to get the EXP Excavation 6. So hooray, but I don't see a threat dungeon, so maybe they're cooking something for the threat dungeon in the future. Alright. Season 4 extractions, guide on season changes extractions. So this is for pulling, okay? This is only for the pulling. So new players definitely take note of this part here. What happens is that your standard Season 3 units can be pulled. Your Season 3 event units cannot be pulled. By units, I mean IDs and egos, okay? I mean both of them. So Season 3 ID ego can be pulled. Season 3 event ID ego cannot be pulled. And then your Season 4, of course, is Season 4, so you can, of course, go and pull them. Alright? So these are the IDs and egos that will not be available for pulling in Season 4. So take note of these. You may want to prioritize getting these units now so that you will not have the FOMO in the next season. Alright? Okay, so next one is the dispensary. This is your shards, your sharding, your dispensing, your sparking, basically. Alright? So for the dispensary, what you want to do here is you probably want to spark for your Season 3 event IDs and egos first, followed by your Season 3 priority standard units, and then after that, it's up to you whether you want to spend on the rest of the standard characters. Why? Because in Season 4, you cannot spark for your Season 3 standard, and you cannot spark for your Season 3 event, meaning that your Season 3 event IDs and egos are not pullable in Season 4, and also not sparkable. But your Season 3 standard still can be pulled in Season 4. Okay? So, it makes sense that you want to go and get all of your Season 3 event first, then your priority Season 3, and then after that, the rest of the Season 3, you can just leave it for next season. Randomly pull, oh hey, Season 3 character, okay, I have it now. Yep, so that is the usual priority that I recommend to a lot of new players. In addition, previous Season Pass egos have been added to Season 4 sparking, meaning that the Season 3 Battle Pass, Ishmael Blind Obsession, will be available for sparking in Season 4. I would recommend everyone go and get that because it's really, really strong and good for certain situations. and also, you know, it's Pride Pierce. Pride Pierce, a lot of enemies are weak to Pride right now, so yeah, you can get a lot of value out of that one. In addition to that, you also get the Season 2 IDs and Season 2 event IDs and egos for both of them in Season 4 Dispensary. So you can go and spark for them as well. Below here, P-Moon always puts a list that you can go and refer to. If you don't know what the hell these units are or what these egos are, go to Limbus Kusoge, and then just Control F. So let's say I want to find Holiday Otis. She's an ego, right? She's under the ego section. So let's look for Holiday. Alright, so that's Holiday Heathcliff. Let's go and look for Holiday Otis. Boom, there she is. And then you can go and click on her and you can see what she is doing here. You can click on the thread spin tree and you can click on the thread spin 4 to see what shenanigans she's up to. Alright, so that's how you can go and refer to it yourself. No other easy way to do it, honestly. I just use a separate website for this in case I don't know the character, but I've been playing this game for so long, I know every character. Alright, next one is also the Season 4 Dispensary. All of these IDs and egos will be added to the catalog as well. Notably, Blind Obsession, like I said before. Season 2 IDs, your Effervescent Ego Yisang, Spice Bush, very good. K-Corp Honglu, very good. Rose Spanner Rodion, very good. And then, of course, Potential Man, Lobotomy Sun Shower Heathcliff. Man, that guy has a lot of potential. Wonder when he will actually be good. Yep, so yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming back as well. Feel free to go and figure out yourself what you want to do. I will definitely make a separate video telling you what I think are the best options for getting when they're coming back and for what is leaving. Yeah, so look out for that one. Alright, so after that, we also have the UI, UX, renewal and overhauls, whatever. This one, we will just see it in the game. It won't matter too much for your actual gameplay or your gacha element of the game. So next one is the Mirror Dungeon 4 preview. Whoo! I am excited for this one. Okay, so Mirror Dungeon 4 preview. For this one, what happens is that with every season change, the Mirror Dungeon Starlight will get reset. This has happened, I think, twice already. Yeah, twice. So pretty much, yeah, it will be reset. So you have to regrind all the way again. But don't fret about that because honestly, this Mirror Dungeon, right, is more of a for fun element of the game. Basically, you go in, you try crazy builds, try crazy teams, and then you can get some insane combos, and then you're like, oh, look at my flesh, it does 1 bajillion damage because I have his hat and I have all of his other shit. So yeah, there's a lot of other crazy shit you can do in the Mirror Dungeon, and you should treat every season Mirror Dungeon as like a new roguelike game because they always aim for different things in these new Mirror Dungeons. So in this one, instead of going for specific ego gifts, they will be focusing more on the teams instead and then slapping the ego gifts below. And it looks like there's going to be the old Starlight system again, so I guess Starlight is going to be sticking around. Sometimes they just straight up changed whole mechanics from the game, but yeah, Starlight is going to be sticking around here. So looks like you're getting a clear bonus. So I do not know what this actually means. Maybe when you clear this team here, you'll be able to get this bonus for another team. So like, let's say you just start off with the Poise gang, you just take off the Poise gifts, you run them down here, and then you get it for future fights or something like that. I don't know. It says clear bonus here. Could be interesting. So not sure how it's going to work yet, but every time they do a new Mirror Dungeon, it's interesting. That's all I can say. And also there will be definitely new ego gifts and maybe some new elements of like playing around with the ego gifts. Like fusion and upgrading the ego gifts was added only in this season, I think. So maybe the next one there will be some other fancy shit, or maybe even more fusions to go and try with some of the older ego gifts. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for this Mirror Dungeon, and it looks very team focused in the future. But I feel like Ahab will fit into every one of these because if I go full sloth, I might as well bring Ahab, use skill 2 or something. Alright, and also like looks like a lot of the older content's coming back. Dawn of Green is the old event, and You My Flesh is the current event. And current events usually like there's nothing related to them after the event ends. It's just that you go through the story just to get the story into your head. But now the Mirror Dungeon looks like it's going to let us go back to do some of the older events. This one, Walpurgis Dawn of Green, is from Lobotomy, and You My Flesh is technically from Ruina, but it's an event that happens in Limbus. He kind of teleported from the tower when something happened in Ruina, and then now he's here in Limbus, and then we beat the shit out of him. Yeah. Alright, so just a summary and the most important details for any player here. Take note of the date that you must do all of these by, March 28th. You should go and spark as many of your IDs as possible, because all of your shards will get halved and then rounded up All of your Egoshard crates also get affected by them. Moving on, we also have the extractions. Remember to prioritize your Season 3 event, which are these characters here, so that you'll be able to not have the FOMO in case you really wanted them for a future team comp. For example, if you want to go for Bleed, maybe Gregor could be useful in the future. Okay, maybe, right? We don't know yet, but maybe this Gregor will be useful in the future, so maybe you should go and get him before he is FOMO'd out of existence in Season 4, and then you have to wait for Season 5, then he'll come back, you know? Yep. Alright, and then besides that, yeah, dispensary, the second priority will definitely be your standard Season 3 characters who are a big priority to you. Those characters who you really want to get before they leave. So Season 3 IDs and Egos, maybe you really want Captain Ishmael. Obviously, Captain Ishmael, right? So you will just go and prioritize her, and then maybe you don't really care about the middle gang because they're not, I mean, up to you. It's really up to you, but maybe you don't care about the middle, then you just ignore them. You just let them go over to Season 4, and then you go and pull, and maybe you will get them because they are a standard character, for example. Yep. Alright, so that is it for this video. Thanks guys for watching. If I miss anything, feel free to let me know. Or if you have any other tips for the newer players, feel free to also just paste them there so that they can go and see. Maybe I'll pin you or something. Alright, so that's all. Thanks guys for watching, and see you later. Bye bye.